Good morning to all. All right. Started this in 2006. I told Governor O'Malley to come get my crown. All right. You'll see the first video on YouTube. I had this at my store on Falls Road. Had a crown. And I had a toilet. Now it's about Hogan. Because Hogan ain't doing his job. All right. We're talking about mass incarceration in your prison industry. Because if I go to jail, I got to share this toilet with the inmate in jail. You dig? Martin Luther King wrote letters from a Birmingham jail. All right. On February the 6th, 2011, I applied for Martin Luther King's job. I put a toilet in front of the Towson courthouse, and I called out the Democratic Party for mass incarceration and the war on drugs. I named public officials, and I put it on film. I was making a documentary, and that ain't against the law. Justice delayed will not be justice denied. You feel me? So I'm going to give you the story of the truth about Shorty versus the lies that Jane Miller and the mainstream media told you about me. Because anybody can be Martin Luther King. I'm just keeping his dream alive. We've been living a nightmare. You feel me? To dismantle the master's house, you got to use the master's tools. So I used what the master used on me, I used on the master. I used the cameras. This was when I first started. The videotapes. You feel me? Hard look. Go look at that tape. That's when WJZ did verse story on me. Hard look. All right. Richard Sher. All right. We went from cameras to cameras. All right. Then we went from cameras to cell phones. And we went from cell phones to Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, where it holds information, infinite information. All right. Woodlawn Senior Center. All right. Rediscover this day. I can take you back in time with a click, tap, and a send. I can show you what I did every day for the last 13 years. All right? For the last 13 years, I can show you what I was doing. I'm a businessman. I'm a black businessman. You feel me? That's my first dollar I made. I started Shorty's Underground in 1997. I named it Underground because it's the Underground Railroad. And it financed my movie and my documentary, and it financed my activism. For every $10 that I made at my store, I gave myself and I gave my community $2. Because I don't give donations to the church. I fed the homeless with that $2. Then I started collecting money to make this movie called Letters to Zion. Letters to Zion is a documentary about being black in America. It's about your war on drugs. It's about your courts. And I broke your courts down. We did it at my lunch counter because I own the store now. It was my lunch counter. You can contact BG, the chef, the underground chef. He used to work for me. You can contact Senator Kelly. He helped finance this movie. He donated $10,000. He didn't donate nothing. He loaned me $10,000. All right, and I paid him back because I don't like to owe nobody. Now this is for everybody that say that Shorty this and Shorty that. There ain't no law against making a movie, and I couldn't tell you I was making a movie about the government because the government ain't gonna accept it. You're not gonna have another Martin Luther King. You're not gonna have another Malcolm X. You got too many self-serving demigods like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. You got fake black leadership in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. And I was making a documentary about it because like when Martin Luther King was locked up, he wrote letters from a Birmingham jail. So I got 2 jailhouse diaries, one from Illinois and one from Maryland. And I reached out to the Black leadership. I reached out to Eric Dyson. I reached out to all these prominent Black individuals, and nobody wanted to say nothing. Dr. Lamont Hill. But now y'all want to talk about prison reform. Y'all want to talk about reparations. While y'all still leaving incarceration unspoken about. Now you can go directly to whoever I name and whoever I say on this email. They have full knowledge. I want Mayor Pugh and 52 other politicians, not just politicians. I want media too, because the media been protecting the corruption and the racism. They've been promoting it. All right, Fox 45, WJZ. Y'all work for the political machine that Governor O'Malley created. And the shielding law don't apply when you participated in the fraud. So I have an option of suing you. I have an option of suing you because I was insured when I started this. All right. Now, we went from the cameras to show you what I got. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to you. No. You already know what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to publicly embarrass you. I'm going to shame you just like Martin and Malcolm. In 1986, I turned in guns and drugs to the police at the police station. It was about the war on drugs. State of Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. All right. I'm a precedent-setting case. It's about the war on drugs. You want to end the violence in the community, you got to address the issues that create the violence. And the war on drugs is what creates the violence, because I was a violent individual back in the day. I didn't shoot you with a camera, I'd shoot you with a gun. You feel me? So I was mimicking a documentary to show you the violence and the money and everything that's involved in it. Now, Congressman Cummings know about this, Sarbanes, Dutch Rupersberger, because like when y'all seen the movie The 13th Amendment, and the corporation of ALEC, and it showed you the members of ALEC and how ALEC spent money in these seats of power. That's what I was doing. I was showing you where the money went and where the money go and what money buys in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, what money buys across the country. You feel me? So I broke ALEC down, and I broke it down to the Greater Baltimore Committee. Then I started showing y'all where y'all get y'all's money from. Because like I said, I'm a caterer. I've been in business since 1997. I work for 85% of the richest people in the state. I work for Bart Mitchell. He financed Governor Ehrlich's campaign. He helped finance some of Governor Ehrlich's campaign. And he helped finance Lieutenant Governor Steele's run for office. All right? I know Kendall Ehrlich. I know Kathleen Hughes personally. Cater for parties. Cater for, what's that dude's name? The mayor of D.C. I catered for his party. The one that got caught with the coat. Marion Barry, yeah, I catered for his birthday party at Kathleen Hughes' house. All right? I cater for a lot of people, and I never signed no confidentiality report. All right? So what I know, I know. And some of the things I know, I got on tape. All right? I got on tape. Sex, lies, and videotapes. It's the art of getting money. Convicts lawyers call confessions coerced. They can coerce a lot of confessions. You got a lot of innocent people locked up in jail. And those are the people that I'm speaking up for. And I went to jail to prove that point. Not only went to jail, but I put it on tape. See that? See that? That's from 2010. That's when y'all sent police into my house and put guns to my head, threatening my fucking life. You feel me? And y'all thought I was gonna be scared. I ain't scared of the police. I ain't scared of dying. I ain't scared of jail. I made a promise, and I made a promise to a person that I got to keep. You feel me? I made a promise to the streets. This case right there, that's the 2011 case that I'm talking about. That's when Scott Shellenberger knowingly lied to the public. He presented false evidence to the grand jury. Because that toilet that I left in front of the Towson courthouse was about Scott Shellenberger, Governor O'Malley, and the Governor O'Malley machine. People on that toilet was Richard Scher, Scott Shellenberger, NAACP, Lamont Hill, Ron Kipling. I had a lot of people on that toilet. I had my life on that toilet. I had the truth on that toilet. Because the toilet don't care if you're black, white, straight, or gay. A toilet take your shit every day. Now, y'all going after Mayor Pugh? I went after Mayor Pugh back in 2011 because it was about the Maryland Black Caucus and the laws that y'all write to incarcerate the black community. Y'all don't want to end the war on drugs, but y'all was participating with Governor O'Malley stop and frisk and zero tolerance policies. So I wrote down and I documented everything that I was doing. And the main lynch keys to all of that was Scott Shellenberger and Marilyn Mosby and Greg Bernstein. That's your state's attorney. That's the state prosecutor's office. That's from 2013. Because I tried to press charges against Scott Shellenberger and he refused. He refused because if you take Scott Shellenberger to court the same way that you're doing Mayor Pugh, then it would be a public embarrassment. And if you take Scott Shellenberger to court, he's going to snitch on everybody else. So that was from 2013. I've been asking the Baltimore City delegation, the Baltimore County delegation for access to the grand jury. I've been asking Bobby Zirkin, but Bobby Zirkin is part of the corruption. And Bobby Zirkin been shielding Scott Shellenberger's shit. So I was bird dogging y'all for the last 2018 elections because y'all stole the footage from the 2010 election when you locked me up in 2011. So I got the 2014 elections. And we're going to call this the can of whoop ass. Because it shows right here in the can of whoop ass that I was making a documentary about racism in your courts. All right? Show Senator Mikulski. You feel me? Shows a court order. State of Maryland. See it? Read it. Baltimore the city to read that. Because if y'all go after Pugh, y'all got to go after all these people too. You got to open up this case again. You feel me? Read that. That's 2012. See Nathaniel McFadden? See James Broshini? You see Senator Pugh? I wanted Pugh a long time ago. I asked for Pugh a long time ago. You feel me? So this is where we at on this. I'm good at what I do. I am a very detailed individual. So I got Johnny Oleski to write this. That's Johnny Oleski asking for the Department of Justice to investigate my case. Johnny Oleski gonna reopen my case, okay? When he reopens that case, this is the Jailhouse Diary. This is the Jailhouse Diary from Towson, Maryland. And it says I was making a movie about racism in the judicial system. Promote emotion. All right. It's 400. Man, this is it's 118 pages, handwritten. Shows Spring Grove, shows the media, showed when I fired my lawyer. And this is the diary from Lake County, Illinois. Oh, shit. All right, from 2007. It's 488 pages. It shows when my lawyer coerced me to make a confession. You held me for 188 days. You denied me a speedy trial. He denied me access to the grand jury. And it talked about my store on Falls Road because it ties the case together. In 2007, I was insured. I was insured by Insurance Incorporated. My property was insured. My business was insured. Shorty's was insured. You feel me? I've been homeless since 2011. I've been living homeless since 2011. But we got a case coming up with the insurance company and the federal government. Yeah, the insurance company and the federal government. Y'all like to read? Read this. I got 14 movies. Took me 13 years. All right. Letters Design is the first one. That's Rob Fix, my producer. 2007 to 2019. All right. You reading this? On December the 24th, 2007, I went to file a $2.5 billion class action lawsuit. Hold on. I went to file a $2.5 billion class action lawsuit in Lake County, Illinois about y'all's prison industry, mass incarceration, and illegal war on drugs. State Illinois versus Dwayne Davis. See, that was a precedent-setting case, and I won that case on appeal. So I went to file charges because Benny Starks was locked up, Juan Rivera was locked up, Alton Logan was locked up. These is innocent individuals locked up in the state of Illinois, and you got thousands of others that are locked up and suffering behind y'all's illegal incarceration. I exposed Michael Waller, Michael Nearham, the state's attorney, and I showed you how y'all slave catching in Lake County. I gave this information to Sam Cunningham too. All right. Me and Sam went to school together. We grew up together. We off the south side together. We came from the hood together. You feel me? And Sam been shielding this corruption too. The county council, Mary Cunningham. Yeah, because when I got out of jail in 2008, in June, I testified in front of the Lake County Board, and I told the Lake County Board about this. And y'all took that videotape. You took a videotape. This videotape was dated for December of 2007. It showed my Christmas party. It showed my travel to Lake County, Illinois, and it showed you what I really did. Miss Leon lied to the grand jury to get the indictment. You held me in jail illegally for 186 days until I pleaded guilty. Then when I pleaded guilty, I came back to Maryland and I took back my guilty plea and I refused to go back to Illinois. And I was documenting it all. Gov.O'Malley know about it. Mayor Pugh know about it. Kamenetz know about it because it was an interstate compact. The city solicitor knew about it because on February the 2nd, 2011, I blew the whistle on y'all's courts. And I named y'all publicly in those court records. And I put it on that toilet. And I've been putting that toilet out since 2007. So Governor O'Malley and 52 of his little cronies gonna go to jail. It ain't just Mayor Pugh, it's 52 of y'all. Governor O'Malley included. That toilet told the truth. Just like I'm telling the truth now. And you can talk to Hassan Giordano, because when Frank Conway was alive, Frank Conway had all this evidence. If you go to my case file right now, when I filed that $54 million lawsuit in December of 2010, if I filed a $54 million lawsuit in December of 2010, why in the fuck would I threaten to blow up the courthouse? That's stupid. That's ignorant. That's niggerism. You feel me? I had a $54 million lawsuit against the state of Maryland and Brother Insurance because I said I was insured. And like I told you, Alec, the 13th Amendment, I'm showing you the role that the insurance companies play in mass incarceration, their investment portfolios. We're going to talk about Senator Kelly. We're going to talk about Kelly Insurance. Y'all ain't just going to talk about Pugh. We're going to talk about the money behind Pugh. We're going to talk about the Greater Baltimore Committee because that's a small version of Alec. Making a movie ain't against the law. I got 13 of them. Rob got one. Let Us Design. I got one movie called Activism and The Activist. Then I got one called Trading Places. You feel me? I got one about the politics. I got one about the churches and the role that the churches play in this. Because like I said, letters from a Birmingham jail. I just showed you 2 diaries. And I'm going to show you the voices and the faces behind it. If I go to jail, we got to share that toilet. That toilet don't care if you black, white, straight, or gay. That toilet take your shit every day. Y'all make me famous for toilets. I'm going to run with that shit. I'm going to clean up the politics in Maryland and Illinois. We're going to address the war on drugs. And we're going to address it head on. Barbara Mikulski, because you had this. And Hogan, you got this. And WJZ, you lied about it. But like I said, art and activism. I'm very active in my community, and I'm very artful. See that? That's Kyle Gilbert. We're going to go get that information from Kyle Gilbert. And we're going to get all the information from WJZ. Because like I said, you did the first story on me on Hard Look. Kamenetz ain't here no more. Kamenetz dead, but I got a case file with Kamenetz's office. And we're going to bring that file up. Because see, Kamenetz ain't here no more. Johnny Oleski is. And Johnny Oleski asked for a federal investigation. You feel me? Criminal investigation. And I'm alive and breathing. And I ain't scared of death. Y'all killed the suitor. I told you killing me would be a mistake. You'll have a quiet riot on your hands if I end up dead. This is for all the brothers that's locked up in Baltimore City, Baltimore County. This is for Keith Davis. Because if Marilyn Mosby get prosecuted, she's going to have to drop the charges against Keith Davis. And we're going to have to review a lot of cases about Scott Shellenberger. We're going to have to review cases from Judge Turnbull, Judge Janae. Yeah. Because all y'all had full knowledge of this. Reversed and remanded. Innocent of all charges. You knowingly lied to the public and the grand jury. So it's my duty to fight for my freedom. It's my duty. It's my duty. We're going to talk about the bail bondsmen. You feel me? We're going to talk about the money that the bail bondsmen put in y'all's pockets. Frank the bail bondsman know me. Fred the bail bondsman know me. Rouse know me. Peter Angelos know me. Dr. Rubinsky know me. Pat Arakis know me. And his father knew me. I work for all of y'all. So when y'all write these laws, those are the motherfuckers that tell y'all what to do. Call me a liar. Call me what you want. But I want to see you calling me to court. The same way that you took me to court, I'm going to take you to court. And when I take you to court, my witness list is going to be scandalous. Because I'm going to pull your card. My witness list is going to be just like this. Gov.O'Malley. Rodney Hill, Internal Affairs, Baltimore City Police Department. Ronald Davis, Department of Justice. Robert Hardin, Department of Justice. See the date? 2018. So he had this for over a year. So everything about Pugh, dog, we're going to talk about the rest of you. I want Pugh and the other 52. Pugh and her 52. I'm going to pull your card. See when Pugh had it? Pugh, you got to produce this material that I gave you, all right? If you still married, you want to hold your seat, you got to produce this to the voters. I'm going to make you snitch. Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. You gave me this award, Community Service Award. You gave me this. You feel me? So you got to deal with it. Greg Bernstein. See the date, 2013. You got to produce this, bro. $2014. Oh, see the bottom number over there? 2911907. That's my Department of Justice number. That's my case file. I got an FBI case file too. And I got a lot of information with the Department of Justice. So if the Department of Justice is really want to do their job and clean up the politics in Maryland, I want Mayor Pugh and the other 52. That's Al Redmer, my insurance claim, because I was insured in 2007. I was insured for $1 million. My store was insured. I had to have business insurance, or I couldn't have a business. I was insured when I went to jail, but I had sole proprietorship. Nobody could run my store or my business. Not my wife, not my mother, not God. I was locked up in Illinois for 186 days, and y'all permitted Jake Davis to run my store illegally. He didn't have no license, no permit, and he wasn't insured. I fired Jake Davis in 2007. I was running my store by myself. I closed my store every year from January till March. It closed in December, January, and February. I closed. I opened up in March when the weather break. All right. My court records show it. My business records show it. No taxes was paid while I was in jail. No quarterly taxes. No unemployment taxes. So yeah, I want a federal and a state audit. I want Scott Shellenberger's job. Because if you lock Scott Shellenberger up, he's going to snitch on the rest of y'all. Pugh already going to cut a deal. I'm just making a movie. That's the grand jury for Baltimore County. I asked to go to the grand jury a long time ago. In 2017, y'all denied me access to the grand jury. That's States Attorney Nearham in Illinois. Because like I said, I was locked up. Y'all get my court records and show I was locked up. I was locked up for 186 days. I can tell you what I did every day because I wrote it down in my diary, just like Martin did in letters from a Birmingham jail. February the 8th, 2008, President Obama, Senator Obama asked for an investigation. Nobody never did the investigation. So I kept President Obama abreast of what was going on. See it? So whistleblower's application. I blew the whistle on y'all a long time ago. I still got my green cards. You feel me? Tammy Brown. And she said she destroyed it, said she ain't got it no more. I mailed it to myself. You feel me? And my brother signed for it. I mailed it to myself. The Democratic Party, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake. That's when I used to bird dog her and chase her around. That's when I started shutting y'all shit down. Y'all started calling me shut them down shorty. Mic check. Shut shit down. That's Barack Obama. All right. See the date? 2013. Because I asked for a federal investigation a long time ago. I was a whistleblower. You had no right to lock me up. That's why the federal government never got in touch with. No, that's why the federal government never got involved in my case when y'all locked me up in Towson. Because if they would have came to testify, they had to produce that evidence that I submitted to them. Chief of Police Johnson. Y'all remember when he was in City Hall and I pulled his card and I called his ass out? If I see you in public and I got a camera, and I don't even need a camera. If I see you in public, I don't give a fuck where you at. I'm going to pull your card. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to hurt your feelings. Now you go directly to Judge Cox. He has a writ of certiorari, which gives me a direct appeal to the Supreme Court. If y'all don't give me access to the grand jury, then I'm going to the Supreme Court. Because you're denying me justice. You're denying me access to the courts. You feel me? Making a movie is covered under the Constitution. Freedom of speech. Freedom of assembly. Ain't no law against writing a book, making a movie about our government. And I made a movie about our courts and the racism in the courts. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And I got plenty of game. And the game all about Shellenberger. He got to produce everything that I sent him. Because he lied to the grand jury, and this is going to send his ass to jail. All right? Y'all say y'all want evidence? I'm going to give you more evidence than you can stand. Like I said, I want Pugh and 52. I want Pugh and Shellenberger. Black and white. I don't care if you black, white, straight, or gay. I want your ass locked up today. You feel me? Like I said, occupy the courts. You go directly to Chief Judge Turnbull. He got this. He signed for this. You feel me? So I blew the whistle on y'all's courts and your corruption a long time ago. And I put it on video. Dismantle the master's house, you got to use the master's tools. Dog, have a cup of coffee and look at Micah. I use the master's tools. Art and activism. I'm a man of many hats. But I'm a man of truth. Now you go to DMV News and you ask Hassan Giordano if I'm lying. You ask Danny Glover if I'm lying. Donnie Glover, whatever his name is, if I'm lying. You ask Christina Flowers if I'm lying. You ask Mayor Pugh if I'm lying. You ask Jack Young if I'm lying. Department of Justice is coming to investigate. When they come to investigate, I want WJZ. I want Kai Jackson. I want Karen Parks. I want all of y'all to turn over the information that I turned over to y'all before I got locked the fuck up. Because, see, I ain't locked up no more. And I ain't scared of going to jail. I go to jail for the right reasons. He told me how. He showed me how. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. If you want to be free, you got to fight for your freedom. Because freedom ain't free for me. Remember that.